Market manipulation is getting out of hand. Again and again, the most bullish news turns into the most devastating dump. Billions are liquidated and the market hangs by a thread. But just when it looks like we're headed to Goblintown, the cycle miraculously uncooks itself. But is the market really manipulated, or are we just blaming others for our poor altcoin choices? Is crypto one big psyop, or are we just paranoid? It's time we got to the bottom of this. My name is Guy. Let's get some answers. Right, let's cut to the chase. Is the crypto market manipulated? Well, the short answer is yes, and the long answer is hell yes. Asking is the market manipulated is a bit like asking does crime exist? Fair markets are nothing more than a platonic ideal, like the version of the hamburger you see on TV. If you literally believe that's what you're buying into, you're in for a nasty shock. All financial markets are prone to manipulation. As long as some participants have an opportunity to profit from an unfair advantage, manipulation will continue. And manipulation is rife in markets far more mature and tightly regulated than crypto, like, for instance, equities and FX. The perpetrators include the biggest banks in the world. Don't believe me? Let's take foreign exchange as an example then. Here's a story Associated Press ran a few years ago. Quote, EU fines banks over $1 billion over foreign exchange cartel. Yup. EU regulators fined Barclays, JP Morgan, Citigroup, MUFG and the Royal Bank of Scotland for colluding in the trade of large sums of foreign currency. UBS was a sixth co-conspirator, but they got off the hook for snitching, which is the only reason we know about this case. Investigators found that bank employees in charge of spot trading of the euro, US, Canadian, New Zealand and Australian dollars, the Japanese yen, British pound, Swiss franc and Danish, Swedish and Norwegian kroner exchanged plans and sensitive information about current and future orders, prices and trading activities between 2007 and 2013. So, we've got the world's biggest banks in group chats looking at the Forex markets with X-ray specs and swapping details of their clients' buys, sells, stops, targets and so on. As the EU Commission put it, this enabled them to, quote, make informed market decisions on whether to sell or buy the currencies they had in their portfolios and when. Now, cases like this give us a glimpse behind the curtain, but there's much disagreement about how deep the rot really goes. Is market manipulation episodic or systematic? Is it a few bad apples, or is the whole damn apple tree a criminal enterprise? It's not easy to prove outright one way or the other. Still, Barclays, JP Morgan, MUFG, Citi, UBS and RBS running a criminal cartel for 6 years before anyone snitched? Well, I for one wouldn't call that a few bad apples. Anyway, if organised crime at this level can persist undisturbed for years in the highly regulated Forex market, why would crypto be any cleaner? Crypto is barely 15 years old and very poorly regulated. In the US, where most of the action happens, there's still no comprehensive regulatory framework designed for crypto. As we all know, the previous administration left regulation up to the SEC with disastrous results. The agency's ham-fisted approach hurt businesses and did nothing to protect the investing public from crypto market manipulation. With the change of administration this year, US crypto regulation is once again extremely hands-off. Now, we may see reasonable regulations for crypto passed in Congress over the next 4 years, but until then, the barely tongue-in-cheek consensus is that crime is legal. Heavy-handed poor regulation has simply been replaced with light-handed poor regulation. All of this suggests that market manipulators can still enjoy total impunity in crypto. I mean, it speaks volumes that the most feared investigator and prosecutor that crypto has ever seen is still a penguin called ZachXBT. Anyway, so we have the conditions for market manipulation to thrive. Now let's take a look at what crypto market manipulation actually entails. If you've seen our previous videos on this topic, you'll know that manipulation includes pump and dump schemes, rigged token listings, faked volume, rug pulls, insider trading, and well, basically everything in between. And you don't have to look far to find crypto-native market manipulation on-chain. Let's look at decentralized exchange markets. Now, we know that cheap and fast blockchains like Solana have made it possible for just about anyone to issue their own crypto that can be traded on decentralized exchanges. Nothing wrong with that. However, it's also very easy to turn this into a market manipulation scheme. For example, once your token is tradable on DEXs, you can automate wash trading. Now, if you're not familiar, wash trading means insiders trading with each other to generate the illusion of trading volume. The idea is to trick other market participants into thinking that your crypto has some kind of organic momentum behind it. Now, wash trading itself is nothing new, but on decentralized exchanges, you don't even need another person to wash trade with. You can generate as many wallets as you want and split the token supply and some amount of funding between them. You then run an automated buying and selling program to have them trade your crypto back and forth all day, like a computer playing a game of Pong against itself. Add some botted social media activity and voila, you have not only a crypto token, but a crypto project, nay, a movement, revolutionizing the future of decentralized AI, something, liquidity, real world something, that'll do. And if you're lucky, the market might bite. As buys from real humans trickle in, you can watch their crypto accrue in your liquidity pool. And if you pay off the right influencers, this might even last for a whole day or more. But when momentum stalls, that's your cue to exit. You turn the dial on your automated trading program from buy and sell to sell, sell, sell. Once your wallets have exhausted their share of the token supply, you can then withdraw whatever is left in the liquidity pool, nuking the chart and completing the rug pull. This coup de grace is executed at the blockchain level using smart contracts, and that's why it's a kind of market manipulation unique to crypto. And this example is just one of the novel forms of manipulation found on DEXs. Smart contracts also make it possible to, for example, tax buys and sells, or block anyone but yourself from selling the token. Now, if you're a regular DEX user, you'll be as accustomed to this kind of manipulation as you are to the hum of your refrigerator. And by the way, if this doesn't sound like your cup of tea, then you may prefer to stick to centralized exchanges. And if you're not sure which one is best for you, you can check out the Coin Bureau deals page, linked to in the description, to access exclusive sign-up bonuses and trading fee discounts on the very top sexes. Now, anyway, until recently, DEX manipulation was the bottom rung of the crypto market and had little influence on the market as a whole. However, as the Memecoin market exploded in 2024, all this changed. Vast sums of money are now involved. Notably, Solana has been settling up to $36 billion worth of transactions per day. As a result, we now have Tier 1 centralized exchanges scrambling to list bottom-of-the-barrel memes like their bottom line depends on it. This has eroded the distinction between DEX market manipulation and whatever is happening in the broader crypto market. In the first 2 months of 2025 alone, individual meme coins made headlines around the world and shook the entire crypto market on more than one occasion. Of course, I'm talking about Trump and Libra, 2 meme coins that became macro shock events for the crypto market. They were 2 very different launches, but both brought on-chain market manipulation center stage in crypto. Now, Donald Trump launching his own meme coin 2 days before being sworn in as president is a questionable practice to begin with. No doubt many voters bought into the hype he created on social media, only to lose most of their investment very quickly after. The chart looks like a controlled demolition and represents a massive transfer of wealth from retail to whales. A significant portion of this was claimed by a single sniper who paid an $84,000 bribe and spent $1.6 million to buy up the supply of Trump with the very first transaction upon launch. Everyone who bought after seeing Trump's tweet was then fleeced as the sniper dumped the supply on them and walked away with $108 million in profit. Now, the sniper apparently had no connection to the token, but discovered its contract address exposed on-chain prior to the launch. If this is true, then they were acting on publicly available information, and did nothing illegal. Of course, this will be of little consolation to the countless buyers upon whom they dumped. However, our other example is pure, unadulterated crime, allegedly. Many layers of market manipulation were exposed by the Libra debacle. There was the Argentine president accepting bribes via his sister to promote a meme coin on social media, allegedly. There was his misrepresentation of the token as an investment in Argentina's economy. There was the project's team who sniped their own launch and then rugged the token 50 minutes later to the tune of $100 million. And then there was the fallout. It turned out that the same team was responsible for the Melania rug that Melania Trump had promoted on social media. It also turned out that members of this team had been present at the exclusive Crypto Ball event in Washington, D.C. on the eve of Trump's inauguration. The team's CEO described matter-of-factly how all noteworthy meme coin launches are rigged in the same way, and how it's futile for anyone but insiders to try and make money in such conditions. Then audio surfaced of the co-founder of one of Solana's biggest dexes having a nervous breakdown as a fellow DeFi founder suggested that they were guilty of orchestrating a massive insider trading scheme, a crime of proportions similar to the FTX scandal, allegedly. The whole crypto market tanked as the gruesome reality and extent of market manipulation in the meme coin economy was revealed by both self-confessed and alleged perpetrators. Gone are the days when what happens on-chain stays on-chain. Trump, Melania, and Libra showed us the tail wagging the dog as criminally manipulated or otherwise deeply unfair shitcoin launches shilled by world leaders shook the entire crypto market. Now, this is all deeply scandalous, but at the same time, seasoned degens will not have been shocked to learn that the meme coin market is manipulated. The involvement of world leaders is crazy, but decentralized exchanges have always been the Wild West of crypto. Moreover, as big and parasitic as these macro meme shocks have become, they're still episodic in nature. Most market-wide crashes are not, in fact, caused by memes. But, depending on who you ask, many, most, or even all market-wide dumps and pumps are the result of manipulation. Yes, market-wide. I'm talking BTC, USDT, ETH, Sol, XRP, you name it. But is that even possible? And if so, what's the true extent of market-wide manipulation? These are some of the biggest and most controversial questions we face in the crypto market. We can all agree that whales and insiders can manipulate the prices of smaller cap cryptos, meme coins or not. This is because they are very illiquid, meaning that it doesn't take a lot of buying or selling pressure to significantly move the price. When you have the power to move prices at will, you can induce hope, euphoria, terror, confusion, and despair in market participants en masse. And when you can control their emotions, profiting is like taking candy from a baby. But what about major cryptos? BTC, ETH, Sol, XRP, BNB. They account for well over $2 trillion in market cap, which is most of the total crypto market. How can they be manipulated like small cap cryptos? To suggest that they are subject to deliberate and chronic price manipulation is to open a pretty big can of worms. It invites a whole range of sinister possibilities, from the crypto market being rife with conspiracy to the whole thing being one massive psyop. What if behind every candle there's a whale setting a trap for retail? And could crypto be one big mechanism for upward wealth redistribution? These are controversial ideas, and how you feel about them may depend on your politics. In particular, it's worth asking what the word conspiracy means to you. If it makes you think of something obviously false, outlandish, and not worthy of serious consideration, well, you'll probably be disinclined to believe any of this stuff. If that's you, then the idea that a cabal of institutions is forcing the price of Bitcoin up and down in order to liquidate the last $200 in your trading account is just silly. Sure, there is plenty of crime going around, but markets fundamentally operate on supply and demand. Crypto price action can be explained by nothing more sinister than that. It's even more absurd when paranoid degens try to explain who is doing all the manipulating. The starter pack is every exchange and market maker. But then there's also the likes of Larry Fink, Donald Trump, the folks at Ripple, and countless other bigwigs allegedly pumping and dumping the market from behind the curtain. Then there's the suggestion that the world's newsrooms coordinate the release of bullish and bearish news to coincide with macro tops and bottoms. The theory goes that there are no coincidences, everything is premeditated and even written in the charts in advance. Now, to some, this is asking simply too much of the imagination. However, for others, conspiracy is the normal continuation of normal business by normal means. If this sounds about right to you, then it shouldn't be hard to imagine that manipulation is the default mode of the market and no aberration. If you follow enough seasoned traders, you'll encounter this idea again and again. There are entire schools of thought based on this very premise. Specifically, smart money concepts. SMC posits the market as an operation by banks, investment funds, venture capitalists, exchanges, institutional investors, and a very small number of elite traders to hunt dumb money, aka the rest of us. Every time we take a position in the crypto market, we are trading against smart money. They know exactly how we operate, but most of us don't know how they operate. They know that we make emotional decisions and cling to expectations based on fundamental analysis, bullish and bearish catalysts. Meanwhile, they use algorithmic trading to manipulate the market, targeting key price points on high timeframes where orders are most concentrated. The goal is to grab as much of this liquidity as possible. The more orders, the more liquidity, and the more liquidity, the more potential profit. This is why you'll hear about smart money hunting stop losses and aiming to liquidate as many traders as possible. This is not difficult for them to do because they're whales working with enormous position sizes, big enough to pump and dump the prices of even the biggest cryptos. This is possible because liquidity is typically concentrated at the top of the order book. Once the buy or sell wall at the top of the order book is broken, few people want to step in as a liquidity provider of last resort. If a whale initiates a pump or dump with a huge buy or sell order, there's little friction preventing price from extending the move to the next key supply or demand zone on the chart. In other words, price manipulation requires little more than cracking support or resistance. It's nothing too mysterious or hard to understand, and it applies to majors and small caps alike. All this implies that smart money can simply paint whatever chart they like, giving them enormous power over dumb money. However, skeptics will be more reluctant to see a big picture behind all of this. Sure, the biggest whales can push the price of major cryptos in one direction or the other, but the notion that basically every major move in the market and even the release of news is engineered in this way is a hard pill to swallow. And though it may be true on shorter timeframes, it probably isn't on longer timeframes where actual fundamentals do matter. Now, we can all agree that the price action in the crypto market over the last 2 months has been diabolical. Again and again, we've seen euphoric bullish news transform into devastating market collapse. Prices pump just enough to get us thinking we're so back and opening leverage longs, only to give way to a crushing retracement. Once the last degen is liquidated and all hope is lost, the market reverses, causing another wave of FOMO and emotional decision-making. This lays a fresh trap, and so the cycle continues, milking retail participants for every last drop. Now, it may never be possible to unmask specific people and entities pulling levers to liquidate us, and we may never be able to assign malicious intent once and for all. But unless we're trying to file a class action lawsuit, I dare say the truth is actually irrelevant. Whether or not it is deliberately engineered in this way, the market is constantly manipulating us. It moves as though it's trying to ruin as many players as possible. This may be the result of supply and demand, or it may be a criminal conspiracy. But either way, the outcome is the same for us. Like other financial markets, the goal in crypto is to stay alive for as long as possible. To do so, it's helpful to assume that the market is permanently out to get you, even if you don't literally believe this to be true. Risk management, skepticism, and caution are indispensable. They may not sound like a recipe for 100xing your portfolio overnight, but That's okay, because this is a marathon and not a sprint. Short-term manipulation is only a problem if you have a short-term time horizon. In the longer term, it's clear which way crypto is headed, and we'd be wise to adjust our horizons accordingly. And now, folks, I'd like to hear from you. Let us know just how manipulated the crypto market is in the comments down below. If you got something out of this video, manipulate that like, liquidate the subscribe button, and ping your notification bell so you don't miss our next upload. As always, thank you for watching, and I'll see you next time. This is Guy, over and out.